Some services at the Potchefstroom Magistrate's Court in the northwest have been temporarily halted after parts of the roof collapsed on Monday. All the domestic violence, maintenance and civil matters are now apparently having to share space with the Children's Court. Now, the Public Works Department says it's still assessing the extent of the damage, but the department and the Justice Constitutional Development says that it's accused of failing, in fact, to take action despite prior warnings of structural defects. Let's get more on exactly what's going on with this particular building, and we'll speak to our reporter, Refiloe Seboko, who is in the northwest. Refiloe, good morning to you. Give us a quick background into the structural defects that this department was forewarned about.
Good morning, Xoli, and good morning to the viewers. They did previously, Xoli, make a warning to the Department of Justice and Constitutional Court to say that the structure of the Potchefstroom Magistrate Court is not safe, and therefore it needed to be attended to maintenance or even repairing the structure. The roof in particular, which is the one that collapsed on Monday, there had been previous warnings about it to say it needs to be attended to. But with this one that happened on Monday, as some of the workers, they were explaining that what they heard was the building shaking, and before you know it, there was dust everywhere as the roof was collapsing. And fortunately, they said that no casualties had been reported. However, this wouldn't have happened had it been attended to, since that they had previously made warnings and made the management aware of the structure that needed to be maintained. But I'm joined, Xoli, by Jennifer Ngema. She is the provincial court manager, who's going to explain to us the extent of the damage and what is the contingency plan that is being made, since that there are those that are affected. Ngema, thank you so much and welcome to Newzroom Afrika. This that happened on Monday, we understand that it's something that had been talked about previously, prior warnings to say we need this building to be renovated, to be fixed. What delayed fixing it to avoid that what happened on Monday?
Good morning, Refiloe, and good morning to the listeners and those that are watching. Currently, the building is under construction, and site handover took place in about March 2020. And as we all know, from 2020 to date, we had COVID in the midst of us, which is also delayed the project in continuing. When everything had resolved back to its normality in the country, the project resumed again. However, we were intercepted by other challenges in terms of the project continuing, because there has been disruptions by the business fora, which has been requesting for certain demands to have a share within this project, construction project that's currently taking place at this facility.
You said following that incident on Monday that you are yet to assess the extent of the damage and therefore be able to determine how much budget will be set aside to fix or to even attend to the structure itself. Have you been able to determine the extent of the damage and therefore assisting you in how much money will be needed to fix?
Thank you. Refiloe, facilities for government are under the custodianship of Public Works. We, as Department of Justice, are just a user. Are just users of the facility. So in terms of accommodation, provisioning of accommodation, as well as maintaining major works of accommodation is the responsibility of Public Works. As we speak right now, and we are saying that there is construction that is taking place, it's under the auspice and responsibility of Public Works. We have requested for maintenance to take place, and Public Works is taking care of that in terms of maintaining and repairing and renovating the building. Aspects pertaining to the assessment of the current damage will be done by Public Works together with the contractor that is currently on site, and then thereafter they will tell us what is the extent of the damage of the building, and also is the building safe for us to continue to occupy the other spaces that were not damaged.
We understand that the domestic violence matters, the maintenance matters, together with the civil matters, are sharing now the contingency plan, which is sharing the office or the building with that of the Children's Court. How is that? Is it able to cater for all these matters, or are you looking into making other means?
We will look, after receiving the report from Public Works, we will then determine to say that the space that we have, is it sufficient or not sufficient in terms of further occupying the building. That is, if the report that comes up from Public Works says that the building is safe for us to occupy. The current arrangement that has been there before the incident took place was that because the building has started construction and the construction is in phase 1, part of the officials that were occupying phase 1 had moved to the portion of the building to come and share space with those that are in the other portion of the building to allow for phase 1 to be completed before we can move certain officials to phase 1, then phase 2 continues thereafter. But with the current incident that has happened, the main area that has been affected is mainly the cash hall that has been housing cash hall officials as well as civil court clerks.
Thank you so much for your time, Xoli. That is Jennifer Ngema. She is the Provincial Court Manager, and explaining that they have made other contingency plan and they are yet to determine the extent of the damage.
Seboko, thank you very much for that update. Very important story indeed.